Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What You Say Anime. I am your host, Peter. Layer on that sunscreen because we are coming in hot. As today's episode, we are going over the first impressions of the summer 2025 lineup. We'll be starting with new shows. However, we will be talking sequels in the later half where spoilers will be running rampant. If you would like to skip over the shows that you may have not seen yet, please use the timestamps in the description below, as we will be having some spoiler talks in these shows, but not too many. Joining me today is my lovely co-host and the CEO of her new job. We got the multifaceted Cozette. How are you doing tonight? And what, with your extremely busy schedule, are you enjoying the season so far?
In case anyone that works with me somehow watches this, I am not the CEO. Anyways, of the season. So unfortunately, for the first time in seasonal reviews, I am a big mess for summer season, only because as Pete mentioned, I do have a new job. So the last 2 weeks have been of a whirlwind. So I haven't actually been able to catch up. So right now I've watched the first episode of a lot of shows this season. There's some shows that I haven't started yet that I'll probably hear from Pete how they are, but yeah, I'm really behind. I barely have notes, so I apologize to everyone. And you can't see me this time. I'm sorry. It's a hot mess. I'm hoping by the seasonal review I will have a new laptop, because that's the plan, and I'll hopefully be caught up. But if I'm not caught up by final season or the end of the season, you can yell at me. So
I will yell at you because you're my review partner and I need you.
I mean, Miles can talk about Anne Shirley. I think that's enough for the episode.
We'll see if Miles shows up. Last time he didn't make it, or maybe he did. No, he showed up for the preview. He didn't show up for the review.
Yeah. So,
but from what you've
I'm
seen,
ready.
How have you been enjoying the summer season so far?
There's a few that I really like, but I feel like compared to last season, there's actually a lot more I think I'm gonna drop.
Oh.
And it's not because I'm busy. It's more like there's one show that surprised me because I thought I was really gonna like it, but then there's some details that came out of it that I'm like, oh shoot, I'm probably gonna drop this. A lot of the shonens I was planning on watching are already I probably won't be watching.
Oh, sure.
One of the comedies that everyone's loving, I don't think I'm going to like very much. So there's a few gems I really like the season. Most of them are slice of life adjacent. So yeah, but yeah, I think my watch list this season is definitely going to be a lot tighter than last. So
gotcha. I wonder if your gems this season have to do with rocks in any way. So I'm looking forward to talking over
and
Tanukis. Yeah. I've been loving this season so far. I think last season was more of a you and me type of season, and maybe not in terms of like the overall anime watchers, but I think for us we ate so well last season. This season seems like we're getting back to like what's the norm, I feel like. And I've been thoroughly enjoying this season. I have dropped a few shows, which we'll talk about towards the end, and there have been some shows that have blown me away. And that's what we're going to start with the first one, and that is the summer Hikaru died. This was a show that was on my radar from the beginning. I've heard nothing but good things. And coming into it, I was thinking that I'm not the biggest horror guy. So I've heard great things about the story. It is a genre that's not necessarily my favorite. But as soon as episode 1 hit, I fell in love with this series. This is the type of show, especially if you're a big production person like I am, if you can watch this show with headphones on, this is the show to watch it this season. I think the sound design and the music of this story so far have been blowing me out of the water. I love it when a story can encapsulate me with its ambiance and its environment by just using sound. And that's what this did. It reminded me a lot of like Higurashi with all the cicadas. We got some like creepy like music that really sets the tone for this body horror story that really encapsulated me right away into the story, along with the actual story itself, which I find extremely fascinating. It's a story about your best friend getting sort of shapeshifted by somebody, but they still act the same, they still talk the same, but they're not the same person. And if you were in that circumstance, what would you do? And we're seeing that played out. And it's something where I think I mentioned that it reminded me a little bit of Jennifer's Body, but how, I'm not going to spoil episode 3, but how episode 3 ended, I think we're going in a different route that I'm really intrigued to see how it's going. So Cozette, I know you've watched at least one episode of Hikaru, and I know you're not as high as I am, but what are your thoughts so far on Summer Hikaru died?
I might be as high as you are once I catch up.
I have it as a 10 at the moment, so
Oh, okay, yeah. It's not there yet. But I know from my friends that have read the manga, they've praised it. So I'm really looking forward to like catching up. I think like the vibes in the first premiere, like the premiere episode, were really incredible. I think as someone who does watches horror, I don't think we've gotten an anime to this degree of horror in a while.
I would say Parasite maybe the last like body horror. That was good, let me put it that way.
Yeah, I haven't seen Parasite, but
it's been a while since we got something like this.
It's definitely not Jennifer's Body, which is I love that movie. It's not that because there's no Megan Fox, so don't lie to people. I would say if you have trypophobia like I do, it might creep you out a little. That is the fear of holes. There was a lot of art that creeped me out, but I think the premiere definitely hooked me in. I think the mystery element was really interesting. The whole body shifting, either Hikaru's been like taken over by something, like, or like dead demons, where like the aliens took over the body. But yeah, I'm just really excited about it. The art style is really cool. I didn't notice the music, but obviously, like I watched the first episode. I don't know how long ago now. But yeah, I'm really, really excited to watch this. It looks like it's being done really well. I haven't seen how manga fans feel about it yet. I don't know if like the pacing has been good, but so far I've seen people really like the premiere. I just don't know if the pacing is accurate to the manga. So I'm actually curious about that, if it's, pretty good or not.
Yeah. I know there's one show that we'll talk about where I've read the manga and I feel like the pacing is going a little too fast for the anime, but as somebody who's chronically online, I haven't seen any real complaints about the pacing so far. But I would be intrigued. Maybe that's just my limited view. So if somebody out there has read the manga, I would love to hear your thoughts on the anime so far. But I mean, if there's one thing to take away from the summer Hikaru died, it's you need to thank your local Uma Musume player, because Cygames got all the money in the world now and they are pumping it into anime. Like, this animation style has been so good. There's a scene in episode 3 where it's just a fan moving. And it's hard to describe how good a fan moving looks, but it's one of those things where a lot of times in anime, they don't animate that type of stuff. And there was like a specific scene in episode 3 where it was just focused on the fan. It's like a 4-second scene, but they're going all out on these smaller scenes to like really, I don't know, showcase everything that the show has to offer. And I mentioned the sound design and I mentioned the music, and that's to me the biggest thing so far with it, is just setting this tone, setting this suspense of the horror that leeches inside of the forest. And so setting up what we've seen through 3 episodes, I've just been blown away. Like, I've seen so many anime, and a 3-episode run like this doesn't come around so often. Usually these type of stories, I need a buildup. I need to see how the first like arc, the first big threat is handled before I get a taste of this. This story encapsulated me from episode 1. And it's a reason why I mean, through 3 episodes, I think that this has the chance to be an anime of the year contender for me.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just absolutely blown away by just the production levels, the voice acting, the animation, you name it. I think so far I haven't seen a miss on what I'm looking for in these types of shows. For me, this is like an absolute must watch. I would recommend it to almost every single person. And I just loved the sort of, it's kind of a tone shift, but I think it's where the story is going to progress at the end of episode 3 that made me, I was like licking my lips. I'm just like, oh, I need more of this. So I'm blown away and I am falling in love with it.
Awesome. It's not a BL, right? Like that was confirmed?
Yeah, we actually had when we did our preview, somebody actually wrote out something about like the people calling it a BL and how it's not a BL, but it actually might be, or it's like, there's like hints of it.
Yeah.
I could send that to someone if anyone's interested.
Okay.
Or you just go back to our preview episode and it's like the first comment on our page. So our YouTube page, I would definitely check it out. Somebody wrote out awesome. I believe it's Mac. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. I don't have it in front of me, but Shout out to that person. You know who you are. You're probably listening to this episode too. I appreciate the work you do. But yeah, I'm falling in love. This is my number one show of the season so far, which is a little surprising because there's a show this season that I've read hundreds of chapters for, and I like Hikaru better. So
wow.
That says a lot about how I feel about Hikaru. What's like, how are you? What's your gauge level for Hikaru?
I feel like it could be, I mean, at minimum, I think it's going to be an 8 at minimum. It could be at 10 levels, but like I said, I only watched the first episode. I was really impressed by it, but like I need to give it a few more episodes. So I think at minimum, it looks like it's going to be at least an 8.
Right on. So
yeah.
So we like to do this so we can go back when we do our review to see where we change. So Cozette's at like an 8 and I'm at a 10. I don't know if it's going to be a 10 throughout the season, but the first 3 episodes, there was no misses for me in any way. It's hard for me not to give it a 10. So we'll see what it's like that at the end of it. It might be an 8, it might be a 7, it might be a 9. Who knows? We'll see. So that is Hikaru, and now we're going to get into the controversial stuff. And this is City the Animation, where we both have words and they are polar opposites. So I like Nishijo a lot. They bully my favorite character in the show, Nano, a lot, and I didn't like that. And coming into City, I'm like, okay, if it's anything like Nishijo, I'm thoroughly going to enjoy this story. And through the 2 episodes that have been out at the time of recording, I've been blown away, flabbergasted by how much I am enjoying the show. I think it's funnier than Nishijo. I really enjoyed the bit with the skirt and how they played that into episode 2. I think the skits so far have been great. I think the cast has been really fun. I like Midori as this high school ace, essentially, who was incredible at everything that she did and was like the idol of her school. Not like idol in a singular sense, but like people just like were awing over. And now we're fast forward a couple years and we're in college and she's sort of a bum. And I think that concept of a character while throwing in the gag style of humor that's been going on in City has been fantastic. I said in our preview that this was going to be the best animated show of 2025. So far, I still think it's going to be. I think in terms of at least an art style and art direction, it's the best. But there are some heavy hitters for animation of the year. But I've been nothing but impressed with City so far. But comedy is subjective, so we're gonna go over to Cozette and have her thoughts on City.
Okay, look, everyone. I know the whole Discord loves City. I get it. I think me and Veronica are the only 2 that are not there yet. I appreciate the artwork. I think the artwork is great. The art style, the art direction. I think it looks amazing. It looks different. I haven't watched Nishijo, but now I feel like I shouldn't watch it at this point.
Yeah, if you don't like City, I don't think you're gonna like Nishijo.
Yeah, it reminds me of like when I was a kid and like every Saturday morning we got a newspaper and there was like a comic section and there were short comics at the back and I'd read them and they were like gag jokes and they were kind of funny, but I was also like really young and dumb.
Sure.
Gag comedy is just not my thing. And like I keep trying to like them and it's not my thing, guys. It's just, I don't know why. Sometimes I just feel like it's dumb or it's just not grabbing my attention. So I don't know. I don't know. Comedy obviously is subjective. People probably don't like the comedy that I like because there's a funny show that we'll probably talk about later that I think is so funny, but people probably don't think it is as funny as City.
I don't think this is the funniest show this season. I will say that.
Whatever.
I'm agreeing with you because I think we're both going to agree on what's the funniest show of the season.
Oh, Takopi?
Oh no. Okay, maybe something different. You think that? Oh, I haven't. Okay. I haven't seen Takopi, so
I'm joking.
So say like, does it get funny? Because I saw stills in the first episode, and if you thought that was funny, I might have to kick you off the pod.
Anyway, so I watched the first episode in sub. And then the second episode, I sat eating my dinner and I was like, I can't watch this. So I want to give at least the third episode a chance. Actually, I didn't even finish the second. So maybe I need to get the second episode a chance.
I think you're good, Cozette.
Because like when I looked at all the other gag comedy anime like Psyche K, I'm like, I like Psyche K, but not as much as like A lot of people do.
It's my top 2 comedy.
I know. I think comedy anime just doesn't hit me the way that like regular live action comedy does. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Just for perspective, what is like comedy anime that you do enjoy?
I think when it's like mixed in to like a regular show, like Silver Spoon, I think is so funny. But it's not like a comedy. But I think it's like when there's funny elements in a show, I like it because maybe I have more like I follow these characters' journeys and like some of their like stupid stuff that they do is actually really funny to me. I don't know. Even like Kotaro Lives Alone, that made me laugh a few times.
Did it make you
And
cry?
it's technically not.
Too?
Oh, it did, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
but
okay.
it had some of its funny moments that like make me laugh every time I rewatch it. But it's not like a comedy show.
No, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. So yeah, gay comedy, not my jam, guys. And I think if Pete says I probably shouldn't continue, maybe I won't. I just feel bad because literally the entire Discord praises every week. I just feel like the weirdo that like.
There's always gonna be shows that just like everybody likes, and for you, it's just like I don't get it. I got 30 of them, so I think you're safe to drop it. I would say that. I think you're good.
Me and all the shonens this season. That's basically the shows I'm not batting with the season. So
sure, no, for sure. Yeah. Trying to think. I guess yeah. It seems like you kind of like comedy as like your appetizer and not the main course, which I totally get. Yeah, I definitely do. When you have like a pure comedy like City, say if there's 5 bits in the episode and you thought one of them was bad, I feel like it's the type of show where the one bad one sticks out more than the 4 that you liked. And so I think I personally try to be like, okay, let's reel it back. I actually liked 80% of what I watched today. And that is normally better than a lot of the other shows that I watched. So while I do expect that there's going to be some misses later down the road, I'm just trying to personally remember the bits that I found funny and enjoyable. And I really like that I watch this on like Sundays, like right before I have to go to work on Monday. And it's just like a nice chill and cool show to watch before bed, before starting the week. And that's just sort of what I like with City. I think it's great. I have it at like a high 8 right now. I think I could get to like a 9 down the road if it sticks, but I can also see this maybe being like a 7 if the comedy falls off for me later. But I've been really impressed with City, and I would say I like it more than Nishijo so far. So we'll wait and see. But I mean, I like both of them. Well, you're probably dropping it, so I don't even know if you should give it a score.
I think this is one of those shows that I don't think it's fair for me to rate it, only because it's not my jam anyway, and I don't think that's fair for me to rate it at all. So
that was like me with G-Cucks last season. I was just like, you don't want my opinion on G-Cucks. Like, I am not the person to talk about this show. So I 100% get it. But I mean, if you aren't watching City and you love Nishijo, it's the same author, it's the same studio. Go watch it now. But if gag humor is not like your type of thing, definitely maybe watch an episode just to see if it's for you. But if you're a production nerd like I am, you will be blown away by what they are presenting. It also has the second best OP of the season. And we'll get to the best one.
I agree about that. I do like the OP. It's a lot of fun.
Hell yeah. Okay. Moving on to our next show. Only I'm watching, and not a lot of people are, because you have to, even though it's airing this season in the United States or North America, we have to wait till September to legally watch it, but luckily I bought a pirate hat, so it's cool. That's a loophole in the legal system here. But that is The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. It is a story that I have read hundreds of chapters for. I think I'm at like I don't know the exact number, like 130 or something like that. It's a story that I love. I think it's fantastic how they draw out the cast and give each person like the time that's needed later on in the story. But in the beginning here in the anime is the introduction of really the 2 main characters and a little bit of Rintaro's mom, who is the goat. And we will see that later in the season. But if there's like a Studio of the Year award, and if anybody other than Cloverworks win, they're wrong. Cloverworks is killing everything they are touching this season or this year. and this season. They're doing 3 shows this season, and they are all fantastic. But I've been blown away by what we're getting with Fragrant Flower. I think it looks incredible. The voice actors are really good. I've been really enjoying with what we've gotten so far, and I can't wait to see more. And I can't wait for most people to watch it next season when it's on Netflix and people can enjoy it. But if you're a fan of like the delinquent / good girl boy type of romance, even though he's not a delinquent at all, he just looks like it. If you like that style, I would recommend this. It reminds me, I'm trying to think of like the dynamic, but it's a little bit like, well, the main character is a lot like Ryuji from Toradora, where like he gives off the presence of being like a bad boy type of thing, but like he's pure-hearted, great friend, great person type of thing. And then the girl, Wagari, is just like she's a fluff ball. She's fantastic. Really enjoy her, and we got to see some of the other cast later on in the later episodes. But if you're a romance fan, this is going to be one of, if not the front runners for Romance of the Year. I would definitely recommend to everybody who likes that style of romance to go check it out. So I'm gonna toss it over to Cozette, and she's doing another romance show that I'm not watching. That is the Culture Exchange with a Game Center Girl. So Cozette, take it away.
Yeah, but I will say for Fragrant Flowers, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm just gonna wait till it's on Netflix, only because I'm already wearing a pirate hat for like 4 shows this season. But yeah, so we'll do our review episode. Give me enough time when it releases, and then we'll do the review episode. I'll try to.
No promises.
Unless I'm in Japan. I don't know when the end of the season is, because I'm gonna be in Japan in September. So we'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, shite. Okay. Well, I might not be there for the review then.
It out.
Okay. I might not be here for the review. Okay. Anyways, yeah, Culture Exchange for a Game Center Girl. So the first episode, that's all I watched, was extremely adorable. It had such a cute premise where there is a foreign non-Japanese girl that goes to an arcade, and she's trying to win a game, and then one of the coworkers who works at the arcade decides to help her, and he gives her the toy, and it's a really cute exchange, and then she mistakes it as a Valentine's gift because she thinks I forget how the show went. Anyways, it's a very cute dynamic between the both of them. There's like a bit of a misunderstanding. She can't really speak Japanese, he can't really speak English, and so they develop this like communication style to talk to each other through a notebook. It is so cute, and they're like trying to get to know each other. So I really liked the first episode. However, guys, she's 13. He is 18. That's a 5-year difference, which technically, if you're an adult in your 30s, that's not too bad. But when you are barely in high school, that's not a good thing.
If you're working for a living and she's learning Algebra 1, that's too much of a gap.
Yeah. And honestly, I was really dumb. I looked at her and I'm like, maybe she's just one of those little Lolita-looking teenage girls that just looks really young. No, she's actually really young. From what I read on Reddit, it doesn't actually go in that direction of a relationship and doesn't get that romance. But in the same way, I don't know if it's appropriate for an 18-year-old to kind of like entertain a 13-year-old in this kind of dynamic. So I feel a little icky about it. I haven't been paying attention to Discord to see how, I think Sora's watching it as well. So I haven't actually caught up to see what people have been saying about it. Reddit has said that it doesn't like go any further than just a friendship. So it might be just very innocent. So I might try to watch episode 2 to get the vibe, but I'm already feeling like a little icky about it. So I'm kind of disappointed. So I thought it was like a really cute dynamic of like a girl in a arcade. It's like an arcade romance, kind of like High School Girl, I guess.
Sure.
I just wanted that, similar to like in Sailor Moon when Usagi's in the arcade and she had a crush on the guy that worked there. That actually might have been a big age gap now that I think about it as well.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Is it like Tuxedo Mask like 20 or something?
No, it was the other guy, but the other guy was probably in college as well. Never mind, guys. Age gap always gets me. Anyways, so I might try to watch episode 2, but right now while I'm talking about it, I already feel icky again about it because I forgot about it for a bit until I had to prepare for this episode. So, anyways, so warning, if you want to watch the show, it's very cute. The art style is wonderful. If age gap doesn't bother you at all, well, I'm a little concerned about you, but if age gap really doesn't bother you, then watch the show. It has everything I would love in a romance. And so that kind of disappoints me.
Just that one big thing.
One big 5-year thing. So if he was like 25 and she was 20, I'd feel better about it. But
yep.
Oh well. That's all I gotta say.
That's really fun. We were having a conversation, me and my friends. It was like we were talking about like what's the youngest you would like date a person or whatever. I was like, if my partner never experienced dial-up internet, she's too young for me. So I'm definitely.
What age is that?
Like 30 something. Like
I don't remember when dial-up actually happened.
You were around. You're good.
I know I was, but like I have friends that are like 27, and I feel like they didn't go through dial-up either.
Then they are too young for me. Is kind of like that's the point. If they haven't experienced dial-up, they're probably too young. So it's like I'm also in the camp where age gaps can be fine to like varying circumstances, like workplace, like 10-year gaps. If someone's like 40 and 30, I'll eat that shit up all day. Like that's no issues for me. But like 18, 13, it's like, dude, just like I remember this kid I went to high school with named Rodney. He was a senior and he was dating a freshman, and like everybody thought it was weird. Like even then. And that was a like 4-year gap or 3-year gap. So I definitely don't like the stories of like adolescent age gaps. Not my thing. So I'm skipping this one. If you continue it, I will know the show through osmosis through you, but it's something that I'm not picking up.
Okay. I also don't feel like it's fair for me to pre-rate it because I don't know.
Yeah,
people might like it. Yeah,
that's fair.
I'll wait for Sora to finish it.
Good idea.
So, yeah,
Sora, you have to finish it. We need somebody to know who finishes that show. So, moving on to a show that everybody should watch if you have ears and eyes. That is With You in the Rain. This was a show that when I watched the PV and there was no dialogue spoken, it was all about, speaking of like Hikaru, the ambiance and the tone it's setting through its sound design. And while I do think that they had to move away from that from the PV, it's been just such a thoroughly enjoyable show. Sayori Hayami, who is the voice actress for Fuji, the main character, I just think she's been doing a fantastic job at what she's been doing with that character. And then the Tanuki has been so much fun. The fact that he can, or they, obviously, whatever, the Tanuki can just like communicate and understand English with people, and everyone's like, this is a really smart dog. I've been having an absolute blast. Episode 3. Have you seen episode 3?
No, I only watched 2.
Okay.
Yeah, 2, because she met the family in the second episode.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's kind of like a story where it's like she's introducing everybody to her dog, in quotation marks. And episode 3 continues that trend with like her best friends. And that was my favorite episode of the season or series so far. And it just seems like this is a type of show where if you like slice of life revolving around pets, through 3 episodes, each episode has been getting better and better and better. And it's going to be absolute contender for slice of life of the year. Like, I think I dubbed it as like an Iyashiki based off of the PV, but I don't think it's an Iyashiki anymore. It's not like Mushroom Pup from last year. I think that this is just more of a woman having fun with this Tanuki and whatever hijinks comes with it. Cozette, what's your thoughts on With You in the Rain?
This is a me show, guys. This is a me show. As the dog owner right here, it's a me show. I rescued my dogs. I had the same vibes when I watched the premiere episode. Marnie and I were watching it together, and it does give me Mushroom Pup vibes a bit, just from like it's a pet owning show, and like they're developing a kind of bond, and I think it's really cute. I've been wanting to read this manga for so long. It's always available at my library. I always see it. The art style looks beautiful. For some reason, I just have never started it. So I'm glad it's actually getting anime, because I was actually surprised when the announcement came out. But yeah, it's the year of the Tanukis. We're going to have a battle of Tanukis.
Yeah, instead of
at
like
the
best
awards.
gremlin, have best Tanuki
Yeah,
this year.
best Tanuki. I mean, there's a few gremlins this season.
Oh yeah, we got gremlins.
But yeah, it's totally my vibe. It also reminds me of How to Train a Mummy, which I recommended when we talked about Mushroom Pup. But it's so cute. It's my kind of show. It has the bit of comedy that I like. The Tanuki is best boy or girl. I don't know if they revealed the gender, but yeah, I love it so much. And yeah, Sayori has been the GOAT this season. She's also voicing another show this season that she's really great on. But yeah, this is like the hot take. This might be the best slice of life compared to all 3 last season.
Wow. Okay. I have it as the same. I have it at a 9 right now. Like I think through 3 episodes, it's fantastic. I guess what's separating it from me, it's say like Mono, where that had just insane Sakuga moments to like elevate its story. I was sort of hoping it would be like that with this show with the sound design, and it hasn't blown me away with anything that's done so far. But everything else, like the writing, like you said, like the little punchlines that they have with whether it's the Tanuki holding up his notebook and like communicating. Episode 2 with the dad was like really fun. It's the comedy is more in bursts than throughout the entire series. So I think I've been enjoying that mix as well because the comedy has definitely been landing with all the slice of life elements.
Yeah, because I think I rated almost all the slice of life last season, besides Catcher in the Park, all an 8. But I like this more than the 3. This between Catcher in the Park is probably going to be contenders for my favorite slice of life this year. But yeah, it's great. It's probably like as soon as I have time to sit down and watch everything, it's gonna be With You in the Rain first for sure because it's just it makes me so. Also, like after being stressed out for like 3 weeks, this is gonna be the perfect show for me to just catch up with first because I love it. I love it so much. I love the Tanuki.
Yeah, we've been eating with slice of life. We've
been eating. So I've loved it so much. Even though I only watched 2 episodes, and the dad episode just reminded me when my dad met Marnie for the first time. So it was very like relatable, and it like warmed my heart because I'm like I've been through this before. Except Marnie's actually a dog. So
is your dad the type of guy who's like I don't want a dog, and then he sees a dog, he's like oh my god a dog?
No, we used to have a dog, so he misses having a dog actually because my dog passed away like 5 years ago.
Gotcha.
More than 5 years ago now. But yeah, my dad misses having a dog.
Your dad could be your dog too.
Like, no, I respect that man. But yeah, I don't know. The show just reminds me of me so much, and it's definitely a me show. I love it. I'm really happy with how it's gone so far.
Yep, couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I got the show at a 9. What are you sitting right now?
Honestly, I know me. I'm probably gonna give it a 10. Let's be honest.
Oh hell yeah! Okay,
I know me.
We'll wait and see how we do at the end. But I mean, that's high praise. If you're a slice of life fan and you're not watching With You in the Rain, what are you doing? Go do it. Go watch it. It's so good. Moving on to what I think is maybe not only is it the most underrated show of the season, I have a feeling that this is going to be the most underrated show of the year, and that's April Showers Bring May Flowers. Or I don't even like the other freaking what's it called? The freaking synonyms for this show. So I'm gonna call it April Shower. This show is so funny. I don't care. The same joke. It's the same concept of each scenario is getting revolved around either misunderstandings or miscommunication. And normally that trope, that type of comedy trope, for me, you can do it like once or twice and it's funny. But doing it throughout every episode gets really old really fast. Except for this show. I don't know what it's doing, but every bit that they do has heart. It has laughs. It has, I guess, those 2 things. it's just, I don't know. I like this idea. Have you seen the newest episode 3?
I've only watched the second one because that's when they went to the restaurant, right?
Okay. Yeah. So it reminds me a lot of like what the theme of My Dress Up Darling is doing, which we'll get to, but sort of this like unwrapping somebody who ends up being like a fantastic person. But like, if you are judging them purely off their looks, you're never going to experience like somebody like the main character. And like that's like the whole point is like not judging a book by its cover, because the girl, while she wants to be more femme, she wants to be more girly, she doesn't like her appearance isn't that, at least of like the social standard norms. So she feels uncomfortable because like she doesn't think that she matches like the girly tone, but that's what she wants to do. And when you unwrap her character, you sort of get more into her like life and who she is as a person, and it ends up she's just like a really great person, and I like that. And then the male lead, who is like the girls think he's super hot, all the guys want to be friends with him, and he's just pure hearted. He's like not playing girls, he's just like looking for friends. He just seems like a great person, and I'm just loving this dynamic. It reminded me a lot of Skip and Loafer, of the two main characters, and sort of their dynamic, where they are two types of people I would say in a high school setting maybe aren't in the same clique, but when they are together, their chemistry is fantastic. Their dialogue is great. The misunderstandings and miscommunications that they get into are really funny. And it seems more realistic because those are scenarios that I could see myself or somebody in that age group running into and sort of feeling that type of way when you're that age. And I think it's been a fantastic rendition of this style of coming of age slash, it has the romance tag, but like nothing's happened. But I think this show is the funniest show of the season. Every bit has been funny for me. I've been loving the show. Cozette, your thoughts on April Showers?
This is the funniest show this season. Yeah, this is definitely my kind of comedy. I think it's because like I just connect with Hannah so much. I think like I just watching the first 2 episodes, I was like, this was me in high school. Like this reminded me so much of my earlier life and maybe my adult life as well. Because she's so awkward and derpy, and I just love her so much. And she's voiced by the GOAT, who we just talked about.
Sayori.
Yeah. Anyways, it's a me kind of show. I love this kind of dynamic for some reason. Just like the high school, like unpopular girl, and then the popular guy. Like Honey Lemon Soda, Skip and Loafer. To be quite honest, when I was watching the second episode, I was like, this feels like Kimi ni Todoke in like an alternate universe because of that.
That's a good one.
Because like the friend vibes are kind of the same. Obviously, they're not.
Wait till you watch episode 3. You will be like, this is Kimi ni Todoke.
Okay, which everybody knows I love Kimi ni Todoke so much. So it's definitely like Kimi ni Todoke, Skip and Loafer, Honey Lemon Soda vibes. That's like my favorite genre right now. It's just like it has that like light romantic stuff and then like comedy. As soon as I watched the first episode, I was like, this is gonna be my favorite show. I love it so much. And I'm so excited to watch more. It sucks that not a single streaming service has picked it up.
Yep, you have to pirate it.
Because I think it is a show that that should be shown, because I feel like it fits with like all the other romantic shows we just talked about. It's not a shoujo, I think, but it just reminds me of a lot of our favorite shoujo.
Oh, it absolutely does. It is a seinen.
Which makes sense, I guess. But yeah, I highly recommend it for anyone who's liked the shows that we've listed.
Yep.
It's so much fun. I understand people might not be comfortable with pirating. I totally get it. But it's just so worth it. I hope that a streaming service does pick it up eventually, because it's just so much fun. And it's a show that I would rewatch again and again, because she's just so darn funny. Even though it might feel repetitive sometimes, I feel like I won't get tired of it. So yeah, this is going to be one of my top favorites this season.
Yeah, it has a 6.69 on Mal, and I'm just like, are we watching the same show? Like, I don't know. These episodes feel like there's like 10 minutes long. Like, that's, to me, that's the sign of like just a really fun show. And I think right now I have it as like my number 3 show of the season, like overall, including sequels. Like, I love April Showers. It's been such a great watch. I have it at a 9. Okay. I think by the end of it, I still think I don't see this moving. I don't think there's gonna be a 10. I mean, unless something pops off, but like I do think that this is a story that if I were to give it a 10, I need to get more. Like, I don't think one season is going to be enough for me to like fall in love with it. But the manga is only like 74 chapters, so like if the anime ends before the manga, I would 100% finish this. Like it would be a very very quick read. So I love it. I have it at 9. Where do you have it at right now?
Currently it's like at a 9. I feel like in my heart of hearts, I might just give it a 10 because I just connect with it so much, and that's usually why I give things a 10. So right now it's a 9. I did give Honey Lemon Soda a 10, that's my favorite.
Wow.
So because Community Chidoke, the first season, I didn't rate that high actually.
Yep,
so
same.
I think it's gonna be a 9, but it could honestly, I might just go rogue and just say it's a 10 at the end of the season.
Go rogue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. This is great. If you're a fan of rom-coms, you need to add this to your list immediately. Moving on to our next show. This is gonna be the first show where I'm sort of indifferent about, and that's Ruri Rocks.
Oh.
I know this is supposed to be educational. It has everything. Like I love the cute girls doing cute things, educational stuff where they have fun. Like do it yourself. That was a big one where I fell in love with that story. Shirobako, that's one of them that's educational and a little bit more cute girls doing cute things. Ruri Rocks so far, I've just been like, maybe it's just because I don't really like rocks, but a lot of interesting camera shots. Obviously, Nagi is Nagi, but at least I'm fine with her character. At least she's like a graduate student and everything like that. But Studio Bind, known for being a pretty horny studio, definitely added their touches to the show. So while I'm having fun with some of the interactions that they're having, I think it's missing some of the relationship stuff that I like from these type of shows, where I think that while the story is focused on the rocks and the gems and stuff like that, I do like it when the cast sort of also builds that chemistry over time, and it feels a little off, but it's not a show that I'm going to drop. I'm just kind of indifferent of, I would say, other people. What's your thoughts so far on Ruri Rock?
Is Trent editing this? Because I'm gonna be like, can you add that screenshot from Breaking Bad where he was like, "They're minerals"?
Oh yes, you can. Trent is editing this one, and if he feels like it, he will do that.
Okay. Well, anyways, people know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Look, guys, I love an educational anime. We have Uchijin Mumu, which is running this season. That is very educational, but also funny. There's relationship stuff. It's a really good balance of relationships and educational stuff. This show, I've only watched the first season, and I think Nagi is the reason. Yeah. Isn't it?
First episode. I was just kidding. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Nagi is obviously the distraction, but I do like that it's educational. I feel like if sex is going to sell rocks, sure. Why not? Bruh. Why not? Yes, there is fan service, but I don't know. I like Nagi. I think her design is actually pretty awesome because it's actually proportionate. She looks muscular. She's got great calves. She's not just a skinny girl with big bosoms and a big booty. It's actually pretty realistic to a degree. I haven't watched whatever episodes that have come out since episode 1. So I have no idea. But it's true. Yes, the relationship went really quick, but I feel like I'm used to kind of seeing that kind of stuff happen in shows, so that doesn't really bother me that much. But I do like the educational aspect. The only problem with educational shows is obviously you have to read very, 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 very quickly. So I kind of wish a show like this was dubbed, because I have that problem with Mumu right now, where it sends you a lot of information, and I have to rewind it every time to actually understand what they're trying to say, because it's a lot of reading very, very, very fast.
Yeah.
But it looks pretty. And it looks cool. So I'm definitely going to keep watching, but we'll see. Obviously, I've only watched 1 episode, so it's kind of hard to tell how I feel about it at this moment. But I know that it looked really cute. The premise was interesting. The fan service was definitely at a high, but at least it wasn't overtly done. So at least in the first episode, I don't know how the other episodes have been. Yeah. So
I need to apologize to Studio Bind, because I just looked. Somebody posted something about the anime taking away the manga fan service and then showing clips of the manga. Actually, shout out to Studio Bind for doing that, because it's kind of what I wanted the studio who's doing Futari Solo Camp to do. Ruri Rocks manga is a fucking ecchi. That's crazy.
I hope it's just Nagi, right? It's not the little girl.
I got some
No, why are you saying that?
Yeah, so I actually take back everything bad I said about Studio Bind, and they are actually doing a fantastic job at editing the fan service because, oh my god, if you read this manga, you got to be put on a list. Wow,
Oh,
this
good.
is
Well,
this is terrible.
that's good to know. I'm not gonna read the manga.
Yeah, don't read the manga.
Not that I'll shame anyone for,
I will.
reading that kind of stuff.
I'll shame you
Well,
if this is what.
if it's with the little girl, then yeah, I
Yeah.
would definitely shame you. Anyways, I'm just rating the anime, so I think I'm probably gonna give it like a 7 or an 8. I just don't think it's gonna hit as hard, but yeah, I'm thinking like 7, 8 territory right now.
Yeah, I got it at a 7. I might actually just raise my score higher now based off what I saw from the manga and what Studio
Hey,
is doing.
hey.
No, but I think that like for me, this is like a 7 show, no matter what happens. Like it look like the animation could be crazy. It's still gonna be about minerals, and my level for fun is going to be limited. What they're presenting. So that is Ruri Rocks. Moving on to a show that Veronica in the Discord has said is the best show ever created, if I'm not mistaken, and that is Silent Witch or Secrets of the Silent Witch, aka Bochi the Witch. This was a show. The first 2 episodes I thoroughly enjoyed. The 3rd episode I thought was fantastic. That's what really got me into it. Monica, the lead, who is more of a shy and timid character, has the ability to cast spells without chanting. She's like the only person that can do that, hence the name, the Silent Witch. And she doesn't have much lines of dialogue in the earlier episodes. A lot of it is like internal, or it's her physical mannerisms that's doing the communication. The 3rd episode, she got a lot more vocal. Have you seen the 3rd episode?
No, I only watched the second.
Okay, so there's a fun. She loves math. There's a very fun predicament that she gets into involving math, and it's resolved by her love of math. So for the math nerds, you gotta check that out. But I've been after the 3rd episode, I was like, okay, like this is when it airs on whatever day it airs, like Saturdays. Like I'm watching it the day it airs. I think it's been slowly progressing up the ladder for me. Cozette, your thoughts on Silent Witch?
It's definitely Bochi the Witch, but I'm gonna say Bochi the Witch in Wistoria because the art style, the vibe of the school definitely reminds me of Wistoria from last season.
Yep.
Last year. Oh my god, time flies. I have said this in many reviews, but I love a goofy genius. So that's like Mau Mau, Freeran. I love a genius that is just dumb and funny and goofy. Like I love that balance. So I think that's why I like Monica.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like Monica so much. So I think that's why the show is gonna be one of my favorites this season as well. I do like that it has like its silly moments, but it also has some serious moments. And I think like in the first episode, I think like it was silly, but as soon as we saw like her in action and like we saw the art style and the animation, I was like, holy cow. I did not expect this. I know that people really love the light novel, and I've always seen the covers of the light novels, and I always thought they were gorgeous. So I'm really excited about it. Maybe I'll like it more than Bochi. I don't know, but I'm not going to pit them against each other because I love characters like this who are just so charming and stupid and smart. So I'm excited to catch up with this. I think it's a show that I really like. I'm surprised Veronica said it's her favorite of all time because
I think it's kind of a joke, but she also started reading the light novels after episode 2. So
okay,
for somebody who drops like 80% of the show she starts, if you start reading the light novel instead of dropping it, that's a huge praise.
Yeah, reading a book without pictures? Wow.
not my world.
Oh. I mean, I just started doing that for Apothecary Diaries, so
that's different. Yeah. That's the goat. I also want to say shout out to Studio Gokumi, who's doing this show. They're also doing like Vending Machine season 2. They did the what else did they do? They haven't really done a lot. And I want to bring that up because this show looks and sounds really good. So this has been like a huge step up in their production. So shout out to them for going above what they have done in the past. I also want to give a shout out to the support character Isabel, who has been such a hilarious side character. She's the daughter of a count, and she just acts like a villainess, but the things she does as a villainess is to support other people. So like she does it where she doesn't want to she was supposed to room with Monica, but like I think they like both kind of wanted like their own separate rooms. So like she sort of acted like I'm not going to share a room with a lousy peasant type of thing. And so they ended up like getting their own rooms, but like she did it in like cohorts with Monica. So like it wasn't mean. Like she let Monica know that she was going to do this so they could each get their own room. And I just love that aspect of like being an asshole for the better good. And so shout to Isabel, front runner for like side character of the year so far. Loving what she is bringing because it's like the opposite of Monica. Like it's so over the top with this villainous gimmick that she's doing. I wish you saw episode 3 though. It had an incredible scene. I'm not going to spoil anything, but how she uses her powers and why she's one of like the 7 like mages or whatever of the world is showcased. And it's done in a manner of showcasing how strong she is, but at the same time, the silly and quirkiness of being Monica. Been great so far. I have this at like 8. I would say the 3rd episode was way better. I should say way better, but I liked it more after episode 3, and I'm hoping to see that progression. I can see this easily turning into a 9.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, I've only watched 2, so I guess 3 might bump my score, but right now it's definitely like an 8.5 area.
Okay.
Because better, yeah, it's definitely 8.59 area. I mean, it might blow me away, and I'm very generous with my 10. So
I think you're like the comedy in episode 3 based off what you said this whole episode. I think you really like what you see in the 3rd episode.
Okay, cool. See, you get my vibe. You know what kind of comedy I like. So it's good. So
I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm listening.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited to catch up. Like I can't wait. I mean, I won't be able to catch up until next week because we got Secret Santa on Friday. So, but yeah, I'm excited.
All right, right on. We're going to be moving into sequel talks. So if you haven't seen the first season of these shows that we were talking about, My Dress Up Darling, DanDaDan, Call of the Night, Kaiju, I haven't started it yet. Grand Blue. Fast forward, skip to the next scene because this is where we're going to be diving into that. We're going to start with My Dress Up Darling first, which this season has been. It reminded me a lot of like what, speaking of Cloverworks, what Windbreaker season 2 did is sort of now we're showcasing other people than just the main 2 in their line of hobbies. And we got introduced to, oh, you haven't seen it yet, but essentially male cosplayer, female, who cosplays as female characters, and sort of like how he was viewed for buying women's clothes and stuff like that. But this season seems like it's a lot focused on acceptance, seeing people for who they are, the better good of their character, things that may be out of the norm, sort of questioning why these people are doing what they're doing. And it's been just awesome. Like the whole season has been great. Cloverworks stepping up again in My Dress Up Darling with the comedy gags, the animation. We're just seeing another level of Cloverworks where now I actually put this in our Discord that for a workhorse studio, like not the Triggers, not the Kyo Annies, like not the people that do like one show a year type of thing, like the people who are consistently putting out shows every season. Cloverworks is number 1 to me, and it might not be close. There are things like Madhouse, but Madhouse has like, I feel like they have multiple teams, and like you get your free runs, but then you also, sorry, Cozette, you get your dinner table detectives. So like it can be a hodgepodge of what you're getting through Madhouse. Cloverworks is just consistent. Like it's just consistently fantastic, and they are without a doubt. I don't even care what comes out next season. They are my studio of the year. Cozette, I need your thoughts on My Dress Up Darling season 2.
It's so funny. Like the first season, I really liked it, but the part of me was like, I feel weird about the fan service with Marin because she is a high schooler. But I think I've kind of gotten over that just a tiny bit because I really like their dynamic. I think they're so cute. I think for like a cosplay show like we don't really get that. And so I really like the show. I think it's so adorable. It looks like they got better budget this season because I think
Mhm.
the animation and the art style has really kicked it up a notch since the first season. I really like the OP and ED, at least from what I remember right now. I haven't watched it in a few
The
weeks, but
ED is incredible. The
I
ED
think
is
both the O
so good.
okay, because I think I love both of them. I didn't write notes, but from my very faint memory from 2 weeks ago, I really like the OP and ED. I think they're so cute, and, yeah, I think the manga just ended, but I assume this season won't cover that. But
No.
at least I would hope that maybe they would get
I think
together.
they're all finished the whole thing. I think it's so popular that it'd be dumb of them not to.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see all these new characters, and then I think, yeah, because I watched the second episode. So yeah, I can't wait to catch up on this. This is the only sequel I'm technically watching besides I started Kaiju, but yeah, I just love Marin. She has such a great energy to her, and then Gojo is so adorable. Like they're such a cute couple. They might be my favorite couple this season, to be quite honest. So yeah, I'm really happy it's back. I love it.
Yeah, it's been it's been awesome. I can't wait to see where it goes. I can't wait to yeah, it's just my dress up drawing is one of those things where it's like it's okay to like shows that have things you don't like in it. Like obviously I wish they didn't sexualize Marn as much as they do in the show, but like everything else is great. And just the message, the overall message of season 2 has been great because like a huge factor of our community, like the anime, manga, like cosplay, like that whole like community getting together, like cons and stuff is like acceptance, being who you are, like not really caring. Like it's better to be who you are than like care about what other people think about you, that type of thing. And I just think that message through 3 episodes has been on point and I hope the character that they introduced comes back because he was a great addition, a great like side character to like the cosplay scene in their story. So
Mhm.
big, big shout out for that. You mentioned that you started Kaiju. I haven't started it yet. How did you like the first episode?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I only watched it because it was about what's his name's day off, and that's like
Oh,
I thought,
that's the OVA. That's not even season 2.
oh well, I didn't even realize it's.
So
I've been
you saw the
behind you.
OVA.
Okay, I saw the OVA. Anyways, I thought it was gonna be more slice of lifey. It was actually kind of boring.
Oh.
So that kind of cemented the fact that I probably won't continue Kaiju. I know the manga just ended like last week, and so I did take a peek at it to see like where things are at, and I'm
Mhm.
like, you know what? I'm not interested in finishing this show. So yeah,
Yeah.
like I said earlier, none of the shonen actions this season have really caught my fancy.
There's
So
one that caught mine, and I'll get to it, but I
yeah,
kind of agree. Kaiju for me, I liked it better than Sakamoto Days, but it's kind of in the same vein where it's like, do I need a second season? Also, the manga just ended, and my
yeah.
friends who read the manga were really disappointed with how it ended.
Yeah.
So that like scares me, where it's like, do I want to continue a show where the people that I go to for my manga reads, like where we align, 85% of the time, and they're all collectively like, they do it's the shrug emoji. It's like, yeah, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
so that scares me to wanting to continue just because I liked Kaiju. I didn't love it. And we'll wait and see. I want to see how other people view it as well. But just because I have like 20-ish shows this season, do I want to watch that over Anne Shirley? Because I want to watch
Yeah.
Anne Shirley over Kaiju. By the way, Anne Shirley's second core, insane. It's been
Peak. Great.
incredible. Oh my god, it's been
So
so
good.
good. So those are the sequels that you are watching. What I've been checking out, DanDaDan. This is what I want to get input from the manga readers. This was my favorite arc in the manga. Gigi's my favorite character, and it showcased him more in this arc. But I feel like it's going by so fast. Like I feel like this arc was like 20 plus like the actual scene inside the house was like 20, 30 chapters. I could be completely wrong and just misremembering because I read it like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. But I just, it feels to me like this arc is going by way too fast. But they're showcasing Gigi, and that's my boy. So I'm loving it. I have it at a 9 right now, and it's probably, I gave season 1 a 9. Probably gonna give season 2 a 9. We'll see where that goes. Call of the Night season 2, so happy it's back. Same vibes from season 1. It's been great. Creepy Nuts is back with the OP and the ED. It's going to be impossible to live up what they did with season 1. I do like the OP a lot, Mirage. The ED is fine. It's not a standout, but if people said like the OP for Call of the Night was their OP of the year, I totally get it. What else am I watching? I started watching Grand Blues because we just reviewed the first season. That was our last episode. So if you want to hear our thoughts on Grand Blues season 1, we just did an episode. Season 2 starts off the exact same way. I gave season 1 an 8. Probably gonna give season 2 an 8. I don't know what they can add to make it more better or whatever. It's just going to be a bunch of dudes with their dicks out and they're going swimming. I'm trying to see if there is any other sequels that I am watching. I think that's it. I'm not watching Vending Machine. One season was more than enough. I'm not watching Dr. Stone. I'm definitely not watching Rent a Girlfriend. I'm not watching Rising of the Shield Hero. Not watching Sakamoto Days. I'm still debating if I want to watch Bunny Girl Senpai. I feel like the gaps between like having access to the movies from when I saw season 2 or whatever it was has been too far in between where it's like I like Bunny Girl Senpai. I don't really love it. So I might pick that up another day, but I have technically seen the first episode of Panty and Stocking season 2. Never seen season 1. Saw season 2 at AX. That was fucking wild. What an insane show. Definitely not a U show. It's probably the least Cozette show I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was a wild ass ride walk. That show is crazy. I might watch Panty and Stocking eventually. Apparently the dub is incredible, so if I ever watch season 1, I'll watch the dub of that, but I probably need that for like Secret Santa. So if anybody wants to give me Panty and Stocking for Secret Santa, let me know. But I think that is that for sequels. Now we're before the other shows that we're going to talk about. I guess it's still be the individual stuff. Cozette, what are you watching that I'm not watching, and what shows have you dropped?
I haven't dropped anything because it's still early in the season for me. Well, I guess City maybe. I already mentioned them. So, shows that I'm watching. Well, there's one I have to pirate for, and it's Fermat Kitchen.
Oh yeah, tell me about that.
Yeah, so it's by the mangaka of Ao Ashi, the soccer manga. It's about math and cooking, but it's not math like half a cup plus half a cup is 1 cup. It's definitely more complex than that. It's for me like cooking has always been scientifical. Is that a word?
Sure.
So like I think the cooking in the show is cool. Like as someone who loves to cook, like I'm enjoying it, but it's not like Food Wars level, but it's almost there. Instead of like food gasms, they have math gasms. And I don't know, for somehow, I don't understand it, but somehow they're using mathematical calculations to determine how to cook and to backwards figure out how like a dish is made. And I don't understand how that works. Right now, it's not mind blowing for me because I think it's going over my head, but I just like the pretty cooking and the pretty blonde man and the characters. So right now it's okay. I think it's definitely going to be like a 7, 8. I am sad that it's not streaming anywhere. I think people would watch it. It's not. Don't expect a Food Wars. At least not at this point. I haven't seen it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still watching it. But I've only watched 2 episodes, so we'll see if I continue. But I don't think I'll drop it anytime soon.
Okay.
I'm also watching Hotel Inhumans, which is another hotel this season. There's been hotel animes the last 3 seasons, I think. It does not compare to Apocalypse Hotel. I'll just say that straight. We might have a best hotel at the end of the year. Who knows? It does give me Tasso Kare vibes. That is a show that aired, I think, 2 seasons ago, where each episode seems to be a bit episodic.
Mhm.
The premise of the show is kind of like if, what's his name? Lance Riddick, I think. He was the front desk at the
The
Continental Hotel
Continental,
in
yep.
John Wick. Rest in peace to him.
RIP the goat.
But the story is about like if he helped John Wick. So basically, what happens is that the assassins go to the hotel. They have like either getting assistance on something or whatnot. So like these 2 front desk people, they're a little robotic. They don't have emotions from what I've seen in the first 2 episodes. But it seems like there's some action, there's some mystery, there's some thrill elements. But right now it seems episodic. So like there's not too much tie-ins. But I have a feeling it might be like Tassokari Hotel, where there might be a bigger mystery like
Oh,
halfway
okay.
through. So I think it's fun. I think the characters are fun, but it's definitely not a must watch right now for me. But like I've said in past reviews, I love John Wick like a lot.
Yep.
So also, it's not John Wick, but it's got those elements. So I don't know. I'll keep watching. I only watched 2 episodes, but I think I watched 2. But anyways, I enjoyed it. Next one is like I think it's already halfway done, and I'm behind, so I don't know if it's done now. Takopi's Original Sin, which I think hit all of us pretty hard. Whoever decided to watch the
Yeah.
premiere, I think a lot of us planned this really well. Well, we would watch Takopi first, and then April Showers at the end, so we feel a bit better going to bed on Friday. I went in semi-blind. I just knew it was sad. In the seasonal preview episodes, I barely listened because I like to go into shows blind.
Sure.
So I didn't even watch the trailer either. I might have watched like a short preview of it. But anyways, it gives me Good Night Poon Poon vibes because unfortunately I did read volume 1 of that. It has that serious adult content. It's a bit traumatic. It's definitely not for, it's not a Pete show.
No,
I'll say
I
that.
saw a still of the scene from episode 1, and it's something
Yeah.
I had a hard time stomaching that from a still. If I watched
Yeah.
that show, I'd be a puddle.
Yeah. So it's and I really appreciate that like as soon as the show starts there's a trigger warning in every episode. There's a trigger warning in every episode. I think it's like 6 episodes long, so I think we're almost at the end of it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's definitely not for people have who don't like trauma.
Yeah.
But I do really like it in the fact that like it's an interesting show, it's different. Takopi is a cute little octopus. And I really like the art style. I think the art style is really well done. I think like that in comparison to Hikaru, I think they're both tied head to head for like really cool art concepts and stuff. So
Mhm.
I'm really enjoying it, but it's definitely a show that I need to mentally prepare for. So usually I sandwich it in between some happy shows because it's definitely a hard one to watch. It's not as traumatic as Poon Poon right now. I think that manga really tore me apart, which is
Mhm.
why I never finished it. But yeah, still enjoyed it so far. I'm watching See You Tomorrow at the Food Court. I read the manga. I know what I was getting into. Literally, they just sit in the food court every single chapter. So I think that's how the show is going to go. It's okay. I think like you'll like the show if you like their personalities and you just want to know more about them. But
Mhm.
I think I have a feeling I might get bored of it because of how repetitive it is. But because of that girl that is a gremlin, she'll probably keep me on the show, like the
Yeah, I
black
like
haired
that
girl.
girl a lot. The
She's fun.
non-gyro.
Yeah, she's fun. So I don't know. I feel like it might not feel repetitive, but when I was reading the manga, I did get a bit bored. So I think maybe it being animated, I might like it a bit
And
more
only
because
6
like the food.
episodes.
Yeah, and like the food element is fine. I'm surprised they actually used real like brand names, so I guess they
KFC,
got some.
yeah.
Yeah, I was actually so shocked. So good for them. But yeah. And then the show that I had high hopes for, but I shouldn't have high hopes for, was Welcome to the Outcast restaurant. I was
Oh,
hoping this will be
yeah,
my
that
restaurant.
one.
I was hoping it would be my Restaurant to Another World because that is one of my favorite food shows. It's Restaurant to Another World. It's definitely not that. It's not enough cooking for me.
Okay.
So this probably might be on the chopping block because I really don't care about any of the characters. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't really feel much like this is definitely like the last thing I'll catch up on. Speaking of last thing I'll probably catch up on is Futari Solo Camp. I know
Try
I bullied
try to
you
tell
because you heard.
people.
So look, I like the premise of it because there's a girl who likes to cook. She's cute. The fan service didn't bother me that much. I don't even remember if there was fan service, but I also watched it like a long time ago, so I don't remember. The reason why I don't really care about it right now is because the guy's such a grump. Like, he is such a negative, grumpy Gus. And I don't know if I want that kind of energy when I'm trying to relax. But then again, I'm watching Takopi, so yeah, I don't know. I like the camp. It's no laid back camp. The girl's kind of fine, but she doesn't take a hint. Like, I would not want to camp with an older man and just, you know, hang out with him. That's weird.
Yeah, don't hang out with
But I do
older
like.
men.
So I don't know. I feel like Futari Solo Camp and Outcast are the two shows that I feel like I probably would drop next to City. Um, but yeah, I think that's everything I'm watching. But yeah, overall, I like what I'm watching. But yeah, there's a lot that are pretty much on the chopping block, and I haven't even tried to watch anything else. So yeah.
Okay, right
Mhm.
on. Uh Going over the shows that I've dropped so far, The Water Magician. I actually thought it was fine, but not necessarily in my alley of shows that I want to keep up to date with. I think if this had something other than just fantasy, I would like it more, but it seems very like just pure fantasy, which I'm not really looking forward to right now. Watari-kun's XXXXXXX is about to collapse. It reminded me a lot of like Nisekoi or like an early like 2010s harem. I thought the first episode was really bad. Not my style of show at all, but also not even just my style of show, just like how everything was presented, I thought was pretty shit. But the worst show that I've seen so far this season, and I dropped it 8 minutes into it, was Detective These Days Are Crazy. I don't even remember why I dropped it. That's what it was so bad. But I dropped it 8 minutes into episode 1, which is very rare for me to do. I think it had something to do with the assistant girl. I thought that show sucked. So that's why I dropped. What I'm still watching, Turkey,
Oh God.
the time warping bowling anime where first of all, shout out to the studio who presented this as a cute girls slice of life bowling show turned into a time warping shogun-esque military war drama or something like that. I think it's let me get this straight. This show sucks. Like straight up. But it's so wacky, it's so crazy. I love not knowing what's going to happen the next episode. I don't care how poorly written it is. If I don't know what's going to happen the next episode, I will be watching the next episode. So shout out to Turkey for being crazy and wacky. I can 100% see this getting super stale and boring later on, but through 3 episodes, I'm in. It's like a 5, but whatever. Gachiakuta, I don't know how to pronounce it. I heard it how they pronounce it at AX, and it was so much different than how I was pronouncing it. People were pronouncing it Gachiakuta, which apparently is wrong. I call it Gachiakuta, which is also wrong, but that's how I always called it. So I'm just gonna run with it. Did not like episode 1 at all. Loved episode 2. I'm in with Gachiakuta. Very, very cool second episode with what they're presenting with this garbage world. Nyaight of the Living Cat. This show, so it has, first of all, it has the production budget of like a 4-year-old. It is one of the worst produced shows of the season. However, it is so funny. It is so funny. They treat this show 100% like this is 28 Days Later. And oh yeah, they dead ass think that this is like the end of the world apocalypse. There's no joking. I'll be like, it's funny because they treat it so serious. And that's what I love. They're not like they're not downplaying these cats. So shout out to that when how they presented that. Bad Girl. I thought this was going to be Yuri bait, and it still kind of is, but like it's really funny. It was way more fun than I thought it was going to be.
I think I'm watching that too.
Yeah, it's on High Dive, so I don't expect a lot of people to watch it, but I thought that this was going to be a show where I was going to watch the first episode and drop it. It's not. I think it's really funny. I like the idea of like her persona is like she does all these things to be a bad girl, And then whenever it comes to the time to be that delinquent, she can't go through with it. And then like everybody knows what she's doing and thinks it's funny or thinks it's adorable, that type of thing. So it's been pretty good. I'm also watching See You at the Food Court. I've been enjoying it. It's just like a slice of life. I don't think it's gonna win any awards, but I'm enjoying it. So if you're a slice of life fan, I would watch that. The last one I want to get to, and it was a show I was the one of, if not the most excited shows of this season, and that is Leviathan. We have 12 episodes out now. I've seen 3, and it's not blowing me away as much as I thought it was going to be, but it's still a really solid show, especially the dub. So since this is taking place in like a World War I time frame, that we have people from Scotland, England, Germany, like Hungary, and those voice actors seem to be casted from those regions. So the dub has been great when you can really like hear the German in somebody's voice, the Scottish in someone's voice, the British. So I want to give a shout out to Leviathan for being one of, if probably not the best dub of the year. So really been enjoying that. But that was the last show of our first impressions. Let us know in our comments or our Discord what you've been enjoying, what you've not been enjoying. And yeah, I always love to hear what people are watching. But we'll be going over most of these shows, if they're not too core, in our review at the end of the season. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what our scores were here versus what we are at the end. So that is the end of the episode. Cozette, do you have any parting words to your adoring fans?
I promise to catch up on everything and be better for the review.
Promises. I also promise I'll do what I always do, and I will be like 3 or 4 days behind on every show. And then when we are a week before review, I will just move everything aside and watch every show. So looking forward to seeing how we handle this season at the end. So Cozette, thanks for joining. And for everybody out there, thank you for listening. If you want to support us, the best way to do so, like, comment, subscribe, leave a review on whatever platform you are watching or listening to us on, especially Apple Podcasts. If you listen to Apple Podcasts and you leave us a review, I'll whatever you want, because that thing is like crack when you get a review on that. So yeah, if you have an iPhone, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Otherwise, I want to say thank you. The next episode that we will be dropping is our Watch Club episode of Loving Yamada. That's gonna be great. Otherwise, I believe our next non-Watch Club episode is our Shark Tank payoff. So this was an episode we did like 9 months ago where we did a Shark Tank episode and we gave each other different shows and mangas and made deals with each other to watch. So for instance, I have to talk about Bugle Call and Black Torch, the manga, and then the animes Durarara, Stars on My Dororo, and Revolutionary Girl Utena. So I'm gonna be talking that. Miles got like Berserk. I think Jay got like Fruits Basket. I think he's watching it now, that type of thing. So we're going to be going over all the shows and manga that we had to watch in our deals, in our payoff episodes. So I'm looking forward to hearing people's thoughts on that. I'm going to have some pretty spicy takes considering, I'll give a hint. A lot of people like Durarara. I did not at all. So if you want to hear my thoughts on that, look forward to the following episode. But thank you once again, and we will see you next time. Peace.
Bye bye.